All right, I just wanted to show you how to change the tubing on your ear mold. Now, we typically say tubing needs to be changed every 3 to 6 months or so, but if you notice that it's starting to get hard or cracked or the hearing aid just is sounding off, go ahead and change it. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and just pull the tube off the hearing aid. And then you're going to pull the old tubing out of the ear mold, and you can just toss that. So you'll take the new tubing and you'll take the end that's sort of tapered and pointed, and you're going to put that through the ear mold. Now, a lot of ear molds have 2 holes. The top hole is the hole that the tubing goes through, and then the bottom hole is the vent. So we're going to slide the pointed end through that hole until it comes out the other side and pull it all the way through. Now, something I wanted to point out is that sometimes this hole is really, really small, and it can be tricky at home to pull that all the way through if that's the case. So we have a tool that I'll show you, and it's just a tube puller tool. So it has this little loop, and you can find this online for fairly cheap. So to use this, you're going to stick the loop through that hole, and you're going to stick it through the end that goes in your ear canal and push it all the way through until you see a loop on the other side. And then you're going to take, again, the pointed end of the tubing, stick it through the loop, and then you can pull the tubing through like that a little bit easier. All right, so once it's all the way pulled through, you want to make sure the curve of the tubing is in line kind of with this curve of the ear mold because you want that facing upwards towards the top of your ear. So once you have it pulled all the way through, you can take nail clippers or scissors or anything else used to cut things, and you can trim it to length at the end of the ear mold. And the next thing you want to do is measure the tubing. So go ahead and put the ear mold in the ear, and then take the hearing aid, and then you want to cut the tubing so it's just a little bit longer than this ear hook here. So once you measure that, go ahead and cut the tubing again where you measured it. And then you're just going to wiggle this end of the tubing onto the hook of the hearing aid. And just make sure it's facing the right way. So if it's for my right ear, I want it to be facing towards my right ear canal. And then you can kind of line up this curved part of the ear mold with the curve of the hearing aid. And then again, just wiggle that tubing on. It can be a little bit tricky to get on, so you might have to wiggle it a bit to make sure you get a good tight seal on that ear hook there. And then you're all set.